let's watch Alice, our favorite Alice, talk about the rise of muscle mommies. Always exciting. Here's my, oh wait, hold on. Here's how it's going for me. Not bad, right? Can you guys see how big my arms are getting? Like, it's not a lot, but it's something, right? Like, it's really not a lot, but it's something, okay? It's not a lot, but it's some. I'm very proud. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm finally showing a little bit.
As a passionate tennis player born in the late 1990s, I was inspired by two very distinct female role models: the tall, slim, green-eyed and pale-skinned Maria Sharapova, and the tall, muscular, brown-eyed and dark-skinned Serena Williams. I closely followed these two women's performances, but I couldn't help but notice how differently people talked about them. Maria Sharapova was elegant, sexy, she was known for grunting and became a sexual fantasy for a lot of men. Like, picture me going on Instagram to find fan pages and then realize that 90% of them are just full of low angles shots revealing what's
Cringe
under her skirts. In contrast, every single time Serena played, someone around me, usually at my tennis club, would comment that she didn't look very feminine or say, she's too muscular, she's not my type. Well, good for you, because neither are you, 50-year-old man. As someone who has always found muscular women to be particularly good looking, but has also internalized the fact that being too muscular equals not being attractive, I couldn't help but wonder at which specific moment one goes from sexy and elegant to she's not my type.
There are male and female sports. Seeing a woman on a bike is ugly. I love women too much to see them suffer. Then why do you exist? If you don't want women to suffer, watch a sunset. Why do you exist? Do you hear them? I love women too much to see them suffer. I've heard this from people. I've heard this from the bubble I grew up in. We should respect women enough not to want them to suffer. Then why are you forcing them to be little like cows that give you babies? Come on, bros.
I just wonder if her dad did say to her when she was 12, 13, 14 maybe, listen, you are never going to be, a looker. You are never going to be somebody like a Sharapova.
Hey. What's wrong with this one? Wait, what's up with this one? This one's fine. They're both fine as long as you're getting those gains. She got muscles. Okay, yes, let's go. Let's go.
Sportswomen's attractiveness always come first and their performances come second. This is coherent with sport leaders' anxieties that women's sports needs to be aesthetically pleasing in order to keep viewers engaged. Those concerns explain why, as sports associations and leagues emerged in Europe and in the US in the early 19th century, women were encouraged to prioritize activities like fencing, ice skating, tennis, or gymnastics, meaning sports that
honestly kind of badass sports though.
Preserve their femininity. On the other hand, activities that were too intense or that would make women look too muscular were either banned or marginalized. So women had to look feminine, but not sexy. The outfits they wore were quite impractical because they had to comply with the morals of the time, So they had to cover their knees, their shoulders, their curves, etc. But things took a turn in the 1960s because the world of sports understood the potential of female bodies, their sensuality, sexuality to attract viewers. The outfits changed drastically. Women on screen then had to look desirable.
Okay, a little frustrating that they have to play in two pieces like this. And I appreciate the women's teams that have actually been activists about this and said I don't really want to do this. I'm going to protest this. I think that's really valid. Even coming from I don't know if it's my conservative background or my feminist one, but both are screaming at me to say you don't have to be in a two-piece if you don't want to. My conservative upbringing would say we can't watch sports because they're half naked, right? And my feminist background would say, why are women half naked just to do sports? The irony.
Sexy. Ankle-long dresses were replaced with short skirts, bodysuits with bikinis, etc., etc.
And by the way, I think you should just play in what you're comfortable in. I'll watch women cycling the day. They'll wear better-looking shirts. Better-looking cycling shorts. And better-looking shoes, that's it.
The way commentators talked about women's sports also changed. In the past, they used a paternalist tone. They talked about women as if they were children, as weak individuals. But after that transition, after the 1960s, they switched to a more vulgar, casually sexist tone that tended to objectify women, to sexualize their bodies. In France, the very, very popular ice skating commentator Philippe Candeloro was, known for that.
Un petit peu comme Monica Bellucci.
A little bit like Monica Bellucci.
Peut-être un petit peu moins de
Smaller
poitrine.
breasts maybe, but oh well. Whoa, sir.
En tous les cas, moi, je connais plus d'un anaconda qui aimerait bien venir.
Anacondas that would love to...
These days,
Ew.
the pressure to remain feminine while doing sports is still very strong. When I go to my local gym and look at the different sections, spaces, it is true that women tend to go to the cardio rooms, the bodyweight workouts rooms. Fitness coaches say that women are reluctant to lift heavy weights because they are scared to cross the line from toned to bulky. In other words, the
Lean beef patty.
way women practice sports today is reminiscent of that very long tradition, those centuries-long gender norms. I find myself struggling with those very norms, I'm pretty much addicted to the feeling of lifting heavy weights, that sensation of strength and power. But I'm also very conscious of the societal norms and the imperative to remain feminine. With the democratization of gym culture, thanks to social media, more and more women are battling with those same contradictions. And it may be possible that things are finally changing. I would say 10 years ago, that's when I started to notice it on social media. More and more fit girls decided to silence that voice in their head, telling them that lifting heavy weights was not meant for them, not meant for women. Many of them started sharing online their workout routines, the equipment they used, they showed themselves going to the gym. And in doing so, they kind of demystified the gym or weightlifting and motivated a generation of women to join them on their journey.
I won't lie, like my gym experience has been specific. I don't love the gym, but when I do go to the gym, I like gyms that are really encouraging and really optimistic. I don't care if it's boys or girls, probably because I go to the my experiences of going to the gym are mostly with my brothers. So I only work out at home right now with weights, and I'm pretty happy with that, but eventually I'll probably transition to like a gym just because they have better equipment. But I will say that I just like gyms that are very optimistic and encouraging, like high fives and like, you got this. I don't care if it's men or women. I think the judginess or the fear of being judged, I think comes from people that are judgmental regardless of gender. Because I know women judge other women and men judge other men, and men judge women and women judge men. And I think like if I could have a gym that had a whole personality of like optimism and encouragement, I think that would squash so many people's insecurities. Okay, that's the social aspect. And then the personal aspect is like, do you want to be a big girl or a cute girl? And like, you can work out to be any kind of body model you want. And the question goes between like, what kind of a body do I want? And that is definitely pressured from society. Like I go back and forth between, am I going for like an Instagram body or a muscle mommy body? And I'm always going for a muscle mommy body at the end of the day. But I won't lie that sometimes I have thoughts of, oh, like, do I want to maintain this aesthetic? Because it's an aesthetic, bro. And the truth is like, yes, but also I can see that I'm actually, it's a different path of like what to work out and how do you work out and how you do things and the choice of weights you use. And it's more like, what am I going to be putting into? But yes, I'm going for muscle mommy. I'm going for bigger is better. I want thighs that look threatening when I walk. I want arms that look threatening when I walk. I want to be big. And to be big is like a very opposite of how I was raised concept as a girl, since I was always raised to want to be thin and small. And I'm contending with those thoughts sometimes where I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I'm even doubting if I want to be a big girl. And I'm like, that's so weird. Where's that thought coming from? Oh, it's coming from my childhood. It's coming from my childhood. And I'm like, okay, no problem, right? It's like, okay. Ren says Planet Fitness is like that. All encouragement. They have an asshole bell for people who are judgmental. That's interesting because I don't like Planet Fitness. I used to have a gym membership there. I don't like that atmosphere. I think I can't decide, but something about that wasn't quite my vibe. You know what I mean? So I wonder why, but I'm glad it works out for a lot of people. Like, you know, you have like really like boxing gyms and kind of boy gyms, and those work for people. You know what I mean? It's interesting. I love it that we all have different areas we can feel more like ourselves. Um, Oh, whoa. I like the idea of a gym, but I think people need to detach their emotions from people's opinions of their bodies, goals to an extent. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Especially since we know like people aren't really thinking about us. Even if we're thinking about them, who cares? You know what I mean? I, again, I don't. Yeah, I think you're right. Like ultimately, I have to tell myself like everyone's here for their own reason. But I think having insecurity at the gym is pretty common with people. Since we're also afraid of looking stupid, you have to also like detach, right? That attachment to feeling like you have to look cool, detach from that and be open to looking stupid. Because like people who go to the gym, I watched this girl the other day pee. She was doing a little whoop and she peed. You just got to get used to it. And the guys were super great. She called for help. The guys came over and helped her and they all laughed about it because it's normal sometimes when you're lifting really heavy weights to like accidentally pee yourself. So it's like you got to be ready to pee yourself and you got to be okay with it, you know? Yeah, I think that's really important. You know, what's big to you? I'm not sure how to answer that question. That's a good question. I'm not sure how to answer that question. You know what I mean? Brittany wasn't just raised as a boy, she was raised as a twink. True, Bryson. True. Let's go. Imagine Brittany built like a legendary Super Saiyan. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. I hope the gym here is cool. I haven't gone yet. We have like a Olympic size pool. We have like a rec center for people. We have like all these things. I'm very interested to see what my options are. I just want a Stairmaster, bro. Okay. I just want to walk up some stairs. Walk up some stairs. My cardio is really suffering right now. I'm really suffering with cardio. That's the problem, right? Alice says, I feel like being raised in the 90s and 2000s with a tremendous being skinny. If you bought into that, I did feel it. Yeah. It can feel weird to switch the desire to more muscular shape. Absolutely. And as a girl who always had a booty and always had boobs and like always had like thickness to her, I never fit in the 2000s. And I'm like, this is my time to shine, bro. This is my time to shine. Let's go. You know? If Brittany does a muscle up one day, I'll give her $100. Hold on. Wait, what's a muscle up? So I know, because I don't know what things are called yet. A muscle up? Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, fuck you. I can do this. Okay, fuck you. I can figure this out. For $100? I mean, I'll figure it out. Okay, joke's on you, bro. I'm already practicing. If I can just get a pull up, I can't even pull myself up yet, but I will do a muscle up, okay? This I will accept. From you, I will accept the challenge. Okay? I will accept the challenge. Let's go. Let's go. Goals, man. Goals. Let's see if I ever can get it, though.
Among them, we have French fit girl Juju Fitket. She has more than 3.3 million followers on Instagram. And she explained that her transition from calorie restriction and cardio workouts to weightlifting and CrossFit felt like therapy. For her, sports was something that she did to primarily look good. But now it is something that she does to primarily feel good. And gosh, I relate to that. I've been there. I started my fitness journey following people like Blogilates and Tony Dopp.
Just squeeze it together as if you have a penny right in between, and you can't let go.
Hips up to the sky, and we're ready for some fine toning, just like in the Beach Babe DVD.
So it was mostly bodyweight workouts, cardio.
Oh my God, you have so much faith in me, bro. Brittany, if you get it within the month, I'll make it 150 just to prove it. Bro, shut up. I'm never going to get it in a month, bro. That's crazy motivation. But like, I'm not going to push myself that bad, okay? That'd be crazy. How often do I go to the gym? Well, I don't go to the gym. I work out at home, and I try to work out every day with different things, basically. But I do different things at different days. I try to do full body workouts. Honestly, my fibro most benefits from a full body workout every day. So I do a full body workout, I almost like a warm up. And then I've been stretching, yoga, and then I'm trying to do a full body workout with an emphasis on some part of my body. So I notice with my fibromyalgia, if I work out full body, but then I focus on something heavily, it works better than if I just do legs one day and then do arms the next day. So for my fibro, I do full body workouts every day because I have to work out for my fibro. Then I do an emphasis on something. So the day I take I can't ironically enough, with the fibro, you want to at least work out every day a little bit. You know what I mean? So that's what my focus has been on. full body workout with an emphasis on something. That way I switch without denying myself a full body workout, you know? Well, if you trained at the level to hit a muscle up in 1 month, imagine how much progress you'd make even if you don't hit the muscle up. Hey, true. That is very true. I do have a pull-up bar. We have like a whole rack at home. It's what I've been training abs with. I've also been focusing more on my abs. For some reason, I've lost enthusiasm for my abs, but I've been trying to do it. I like working out my legs and I like working out my arms right now, Avi. And now that I'm actually seeing some like differences in my body, you feel much more confident the more you're like, okay, I am seeing a much more confident, like it's nice to feel confident about the change, even though I just started. I'm still a baby. But yeah, fingers crossed, girl. I'll work on that. I'll work on that muscle up, okay?
Cardio workouts. And then I wanted to develop more muscle mass because I was doing other competitive sports. And that's how I discovered people like Natasha Ocean, Whitney Simons, who had been through a similar journey and who looked so much healthier now with all that muscle mass. But some fit girls go beyond normal. They reach another level. Yes, I'm finally going to talk about muscle mummies. For me,
finally,
the muscle mummy is Californian influencer Lean Beef Patty.
Patty in the house. I love Patty. Can I just tell you, I sent her a DM once to do a collab. I reread the DM the other day and I was like, I'm so autistic. This DM doesn't even make sense for doing business. Like, I read it and I was like, this doesn't even make sense, Brittany. Why did I write it? I must have been high. I literally must have been baked because I was like, oh, I wonder if Lean Beef ever saw the message I sent her. The answer is no. Her DMs are probably so full. But I sent her one and I just reread it and I was laughing at myself. Like, why do I write messages so it doesn't even make sense. If she read that, I would ignore it too. Girl.
Whose real name is Patricia. She has more than 5.5 million followers on Instagram. She said she's okay with the muscle mummy label, and I feel like she kind of started a trend because since then I've seen many copies of Lean Beef Patty, but apparently the video that made the phrase muscle mummy go viral is this one by @Riley_Hubble615. So in the video, she appears close to the camera in a way that makes her beautifully made up face appear bigger than the rest of her body. And then she steps back to reveal her insanely muscular physique. That is the definition of a muscle mummy, a user commented below. Justine, Patricia, Riley use makeup, clothes, and poses to highlight certain parts of their bodies. They do so in a way that is reminiscent of bodybuilding competitions, where they do those crazy poses.
See, I'm less into bodybuilding physiques, though I do love to see them. I am less interested in them for aesthetically, but I also do appreciate bodybuilding competitions.
And they're super tanned so that the light makes the muscles pop out even more. It looks very exaggerated, but it's okay in a way. Muscle mummies make it very clear that it's a performance, it's not reality. They have fun with the way they present themselves to the world. For example, Riley, Justine, or even Serena Williams, who I talked about at the beginning of the video, constantly switch between masculine and feminine archetypes, or even combine them into one. They show that being muscular doesn't mean that you can't look cute or sexy. Quite the contrary. I mean, look at some of those outfits Serena wore on court. She's a true fashionista, I think my favorite is this one, the denim set with sparkles. Queen. Now sure, muscle mummies do receive a lot of comments from people who feel the need to express their distaste of women who have...
I'm also moving calisthenics into my diet, if you will. I'm calling it a diet, my routine. So right now I'm focused on being able to do like handstands and the splits and yoga. So I'm mixing calisthenics, yoga, and weightlifting all into my regimen because that's what I've most desired to do. So that's my like long-term desire. I want to be mobile. I want my muscles to be useful because I don't want to be just like big. I want them to be useful muscles. So I want to be able to be active. And then I like aesthetics. So I like yoga stretches and poses. Oh my God, I saw a yoga pose the other day and I was like, I could recreate this. And I tried to recreate it and I just laughed my ass off of how flexible I would have to be to pull this off. And I was like, why did I think I could do this? And it's because they make it look easy. People who lift weights, people who do like acrobatics, people make it look so easy. You actually delude yourself. Like I convinced myself I was going to be able to do it. That's how easy they make it look. And I want to make it look that easy one day too. So I have to work really, really hard. I heard this quote from someone, I don't know who said it, but he said, you know, when you start working out, what you learn is how weak you are. And it's so true. As I work out, as I do more yoga, as I do more stuff, I realize like how out of shape I am and how excited I am to get better. And I do see the progress I'm making. Without a doubt, I'm making small but slow progress. And I'm excited by that.
Have muscular physiques. Since the first female sports competitions, athletes who perform too well or look too manly have seen their womanhood questioned and even tested. However, the growing popularity of muscle mummies on social media is proof that something is changing, right? More and more women are inspired to appropriate a space, the gym, sports in general, that for a very long time wasn't really theirs. And what's so interesting is that a lot of men follow them too, you know, the muscle mummies, the fit girls. Little parenthesis here, but videos with fit girls or muscle mummies are getting more and more popular on peach websites. So for me, that means that desirability standards, so what is deemed attractive, are changing, and muscle mummies help challenge those standards because they expanded.
Okay, by the way, Bryson said people in the comments of skilled videos are always like, my toxic trait is thinking I could do that easily. Me. And also, like, I am 5'1". I talk a big game. I told you guys I went on that like Kyla conversation a couple days ago or whenever. I hopped into that. It was like DDG After Hours. I think that's what Kyla called her stream. Well, I jumped in at some time. And they were talking about height. And then they're like, Brittany, how tall are you? And I was like 5'1" and 3/4. And I'm a small person. So when I say like I could take you in a fight, like I could definitely fight you, like you must know I'm fucking with you, right? Like you, oh my God, am I so like you cannot hear the sarcasm? Like that must be clear to people that I'm obviously like a chihuahua. I have absolutely no bite. I just come off intimidating so people think I'm serious. Like I literally can't fight you, girl. I've never hit somebody in my life. Like not like other than a sibling because like, you know, siblings be fighting over here. But literally, like it's a joke. I'm the kind of person that's like, I could do that. We watch anime all the time and I'm like, I could do that. I could definitely take him. He's not even that big. I could take him. And my partner's always rolling his eyes like, you cannot fight him. I was like, I could fight him, bro. Luffy sweating? I wouldn't even be sweating, bro. I wouldn't even be sweating, bro. It's just a fucking joke. Because like, that's the joke. The joke is like, obviously you can't take him. Oh, no shit, bro. Just okay. Also getting you riled up is kind of the joke, bro.
Definition of what someone who identifies as a woman looks like, or more precisely, what being a woman comfortable in her body looks like. Actually, a while ago, I wanted to make a video on attractiveness, and I ask you...
No, I think people think you're serious, though. No, Cam. People literally think I'm serious. They're delusional. They're insane. It is so funny to me when people think I'm serious and they think I'm the autist. Ma'am.
Guys on Instagram, what do you find attractive in a person? And one of the most common responses was confidence. And I think it's the confidence with which these women challenge those gender norms that makes them so attractive or makes the whole thing so radical, you know. I wanted to make a video on muscle mummies because they don't necessarily politicize what they do, you know. They don't subscribe to gender ideology, as conservatives like to say. A lot of them probably wouldn't identify as feminists, but what they do is just as emancipatory. I say that because we too often hear that people choose to challenge gender norms because they've been brainwashed by the LGBTQ plus community. But no, when people feel free to dress like they want or to do what they want, like muscle mummies do, they naturally make those rigid binary categories.
By the way, sorry, somebody said Luffy would get his ass beat by you. Not gonna lie, do you see how Nami whoops him? So I did grow up in a world where like I was like a Nami more person where like I think my brothers and men around you, like, you know how Nami does beat up the boys even though she's stronger or like they're stronger than her? That's what my lived experience has been. Where like I do come off like a Nami, so like somehow I do end up out on top, but I'm not on top because I'm literally stronger than them. I'm just like my personality is stronger than them. So men will like let me like win a physical contest, not because I'm literally stronger, but because my personality wins. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's literally a social phenomenon that happens with like certain personalities. I think that's why I have like a confidence like I love Nami. I love everything about her. Like I identify so hard, not literally with her, but like with that little bit of her trope where I'm like, yeah, like you just kind of like, of course you're like fighting a pirate gang that's taken over your village and you're making money by stealing from pirates and like this is your life. You know, like what else are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? I loved everything about Nami's like little origin story. Even though I didn't cry, I did love it. So it's like one of those things where I think some people just fit into that category. And I think it was just growing up with brothers. Like men do not intimidate me in that way, But people who have like very specific values make me much more nervous than like men. Like men don't make me nervous. Men with specific values make me nervous. Just like women with specific values make me nervous, you know?
Nonsensical. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you're probably gonna enjoy reading my book. Yes! Collapse Feminism, The Online Battle for Feminism's Future. It has just come out. I'm super excited about it. In it, I look at various internet cultures, social media in general, to see how conservative ideas spread online in both political and lifestyle spheres.
Oh my gosh, what? I need to get her book. She wrote a book. Oh, that's so exciting. I should get that. I'll make a video on it.
To impact the way people of all generations, but especially young people, forge their opinions and identities. This video in particular was adapted from my section on fit girls and gender. So yeah, if you want to support what I do, if my videos have been helpful in any way for you, and if you want to learn more,
that's
then
exciting.
You can grab a copy online or go see if they have it at your local indie bookshop. And if they don't, you need to ask them to get some copies. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And it is time for me to thank my patrons for their support. A special thanks to top tier patrons. Pablo, Patrick, Boris, Tuakayora, Ria, Joey, Ivan.
That's so exciting. She has a book. Go check out the video, which I'm sure she'll then have a link to her book. Thank you for the blessings. That sneeze took it out of me, let me tell you. But oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Okay, I will say I was wondering what she would cover in relation to muscle mommies. I know I have to ask though, the muscle mommies I think I follow, from my understanding, they're definitely not feminists, but they're definitely not feminists. I think they're girls that know they're girls, but are mostly boys. Like I think most of the muscle girls that I follow are more into boy culture than girl culture, but not boy culture like Andrew Tate, boy culture like anime boys. Like all the muscle girls I follow also post anime memes. And I think girls who watch anime and boys who watch anime are more egalitarian than not. Because anime is so egalitarian, right? Depending on the animes you're watching, boys and girls have equal amounts of emotions, feelings, tears, muscles, power, fighting strength. Like if you're watching as much anime as I am, and it's not even that much, but it's more than the average, I guess. Maybe. I don't know if it's actually, I don't know what that means actually. I take that back. But I'm watching enough genres to know that like women are represented, I think, very well. And so are men in anime. So, I prefer boys who watch anime than boys who don't watch anime. I think they're more well-rounded. I think anime is a great storytelling mechanism. I think if you're into anime, you're probably more naturally egalitarian just because, again, like the boys who watch anime root for girls, I find, more than the boys who don't. You know what I mean? Is anime culture a boy thing only now? No. But anime is heavily consumed by boys in the West more than girls in the West. So I think that's changing, but the traditional, it just depends on the bubble. Obviously, like anime isn't for boys. There's lots of animes for everybody. But shonen, which is mostly what everyone watched growing up, was boys. That's why boys are never supposed to mention they watch anime to girls, because girls will think they're lame. But I'm a girl who watches anime. It was kind of weird if you were a girl who watched shonen growing up, but like I love shonen anime. So like, depending on the bubble you grew up in, of course anime isn't just for boys. But if you're into muscle anime or like fighting animes, probably, you know what I mean? Like, this is a very specific crowd, okay? Calling Andrew Tate boy culture is totally on point. 40-something-year-old boy. Yeah, it's just like a very specific boy bubble, right? Is The Simpsons anime? No, Selena. No. Okay, now, with that said, good video. Oh, wait. Is that all we wanted to say on that front? Different kinds of muscle mommies, different kind of engagement, more egalitarian spaces. What else? Anything else interesting about this that we should observe? I don't know. All I'll say about anime, one last thing, is that I think the reason I love it is because everyone I know, boy or girl, they usually watch both kinds of anime. They'll watch like shonen or they'll watch romance. Like even the guys I know will definitely love romance. And I just love that about them. It's such a healthy sign to me. Like what a good sign. That I know they're not going to be one of those boys who are like, ew, I don't do girl things. And the girls are going to be like, ew, I don't do boy things. They're going to be like, cool, I like that. I want it. And that's why I think I like anime communities as a more egalitarian bubble, because it's like it allows people to just like things without judgment, and I really appreciate that. Same with going to the gym. I think sometimes it's just nice to like working out, and versus like, oh, this is how I'll associate it. You know, the bubble of men who are constantly worried that women are filming them at the gym, right? I think those men are probably misogynistic, and the women that are always trying to catch men looking at them in the gym are misandrist. And I think there's something to be said about that versus girls and guys that are just at the gym working out and filming. They're not threatened by each other because there's good energy. You're only threatened by someone filming at the gym if you're like, I think like something's wrong with you. And I think you're only upset when people look at you at the gym in a very like casual way if something's wrong with you. Like you have problems. Because genuinely, like, I don't know how you're not at the gym and some people aren't just gonna like look at their gains. Like, don't you want to brag? Maybe I come from a bubble where I'm like, yo, look at those gains, look at those muscles, like, let's go, flex, flex, flex. It's like you want to promote it. You want them to feel good about themselves. You want them to get the photo. You want them to take the video. You want them to feel good about it. Even if, like, you know, you want people to feel good about their accomplishments. I don't know how you're gonna do that by making everyone feel uncomfortable about documenting those accomplishments. So I don't know. Sometimes I think like the most insecure people are just representing some of the most toxic like gym culture or anime culture or whatever culture you want to say, whatever bubble it is. And that's too bad because there's a lot of healthy people going to the gym and a lot of healthy boys and girls working out together, you know?
Stuck in my head, in real life I'm in bed, my belly's being fed and I'm okay. I'm just fine, yet all I do is whine. Not to you in my mind, cause I know I don't make sense. I've been nothing but blessed, so why's my life a mess? Please tell me, cause I'm sick of thinking. Yeah, I'm sick of reaching out for the truth and living life as a fool.